Just to have a quick recap, we've already had the dance course, we've had the theatre, and now we are sticking with the arts departments, and we're going to talk to the creative arts, art and design, furniture and design, and we have creative writing. So our art, I see Suzanne up on the screen already. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi. How are
and
you?
We have two students. One of them is called Paul Mead, but they're not really Paul Mead. So that is Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Hi. And we have Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina. Sabrina is zooming in from NCAD, which we're going to hear about in 2 seconds or 2 minutes. And we have Owen, who is the art and design coordinator, and we have Colin Carters, who is our creative writer in the college. And you can see by all the books, he literally lives in the library. So I'm going to start off with yourself, Owen, and we're going to talk a little bit about the art and design portfolio course that we have here in the college.
Sure.
As guidance counsellor, as you know, I go out to all the schools. And I do know this to be true, and I do tell the guidance counsellors and the students that most of our art and design students who apply through CAO to higher education do actually get accepted. All of them practically, but definitely most of them. Can you just talk us briefly through the art and design portfolio, because they get accepted based on the portfolio that they do here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure any of the students out there listening who are interested in applying to art colleges know about this portfolio thing. And I mean, we're geared up. We spend a good 3-4 months working solidly on that portfolio. In terms of what the art colleges are looking for, they are looking for this individual portfolio. They're looking for the student's own voice to come through. So we're constantly juggling that, and we're trying to make sure that each student's portfolio is individual to them and that it really shows their skills, their interests, which obviously is hard when you have a big class of people, but we manage to, you know, help each student really find their own voice in their portfolio, and at the same time covering the absolute things that really should be in a portfolio. Lots of observational drawing, lots of design work, lots of process of working through things, and showing skills like using color and paint and so on. So it's balancing between those two things of showing the basic skills, but also being able to really show the student's own interests coming through.
And their individual personalities.
Yeah.
And I do know that that does happen, and it happens in the fabulous art room that's just behind you. I don't think we can see it properly, but we definitely can see the light, which is just amazing when you're up there. Thanks for that, Owen. We're going to move on to Suzanne. Now, in the creative arts department, or even across the board, all our courses have a practical base. You know, all the students learn skills throughout the year. It's not just academic. However, there are some more practical courses than others. And without a shadow of a doubt, Suzanne, your course is probably one of the most practical courses in the college. Can you first of all tell us what is the entry requirements to get onto such a practical course? And what do students do after the course?
Yeah. So yes, as you said, Aideen, it's a very practical course. But for students to come to us, you don't actually necessarily have to have any practical experience prior to it. So we take a mix of students who have maybe done woodwork or metalwork in school or in their career. We have a lot of kind of mixed students. And if you've never done it, what we ask you to do is some drawing. So drawing is kind of integral to everything we do as well. So we ask students to submit drawing if they don't have practical work. And if you do have practical experience, or you've even made stuff at home as a hobbyist, you can send us in images, and that's kind of how we base it for people. As I said, there's a very mixed age group in the class. It's quite broad. So after the course, we have a lot of different kind of options. So some students go on further. So we have one in letter frac at the moment doing a degree. We have some doing level 6s in Dún Laoghaire. And then we've actually got some students who went on and set up their own companies as well. So it really depends on what the student is looking to do.
Is it fair to say, Suzanne, especially like in the last couple of years, 2 years ago, people were getting laid off. So people took the opportunity to upskill, or people took the opportunity to take up a totally new career. And we found that many people came back and wanted to do something like furniture and design, to create their own company.
Yes, exactly, Aideen. So we've a lot of kind of like that, people who've maybe had a career for so long, and then COVID came, and then they kind of decided and reassessed to change their life. So a lot of students this year are at that point where they're like, okay, I want a new direction, or they might be doing something creative already and we're like, okay, I'd like it in a different direction. So we'd have a lot of that. And as well, people straight from school who think maybe I want to do an apprenticeship, but maybe I'm not ready to commit to that yet. So I'll try this for a year and see, is it the right fit for me?
No, it is. It's a perfect fit for people who are, upskilling, changing career, or not sure. Thanks, Suzanne. I'm going to come to yourself, Colin. Colin, your course, creative writing, is it's quite broad, because we look at creative writing in many forms: literature, media, stage, etc. Again, can you tell us about the entry requirements? Because I do know that you ask for a little piece of work to be submitted. Can you talk us through that?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Aideen. Yeah, for the submission, it's really just for people to submit an example to show their interest in the area of creative writing. We're not after a huge amount. It's some people might put in some short stories, some college essays they may have done, some examples of poetry. Some people have done songs they've written. It's broad, but it's just really to show that how they're interested, rather than having just an interest in it.
Very much so. And another thing that strikes me about your course, Colin, that it is so varied. Like the other day you had a poet in giving a workshop. Can you just talk a little bit about the variety in your course and where people can maybe quickly progress onto from your course?
Okay. Yeah, I think the variety is really important. Like we go out to, over the course of the years, we go to theatre plays, we go to exhibitions, we go to cultural events. We do things like bringing in a poet to do some haiku work. And I think that sort of reflects the student interest, because they do playwriting, they do script writing for TV and film, they do fiction writing and so on, and they do go on to like a broad range of colleges as well, that I would choose in the arts, into media, into cultural stuff, students doing degrees and masters in like things like creative writing. And I have a student who's back here, who's an ex-student who's actually doing teacher training after finishing a master. So there's this, it's quite a broad platform.
Very broad. I have a 13-year-old nephew who loves the writing, so I'm going to be sending him your way in a few years.
Yeah, more than welcome.
Thanks, Colin. Thanks. I'm going to come to the two art and design students. First of all, I'm going to welcome in Sabrina. Sabrina was a student here on the art and design course, but now is in NCAD. Congratulations, Sabrina. That's fantastic to hear. Can you tell me, Sabrina, just a couple of things? One, what did you get out of Inchicore? Did you enjoy it? What are your memories of it on the course? But also, what has Inchicore taught you that you are now using in NCAD?
Yeah, so I absolutely love the course. I was very much like a fence sitter when I applied. I was in a job previously and I liked art as a hobby, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to college. So when I came in, the way the portfolio course works, it's not just the portfolio, it's the whole process of, finding your voice and kind of, I don't know, like seeing how you work best. And Owen and all the other tutors are really good at helping you kind of put that down and bring it forward in the best way that you can. So it kind of solidified the fact that I really did want to go into art. And I'm not somebody that kind of paints or draws. I'm kind of I felt like I was a weird artist, I suppose. But actually, once I was there, they were like, no, this is your way of working. So when I came into NCAD, I was really confident in my own kind of the way that I expressed myself, I suppose. And a lot of the people who did the PLC course, you can tell the difference, because when they come in, in the first week, it's very much a culture shock for people who haven't got the grounding of, you know, the 3D work or the art history. You use all of those things when you come into first year from the first week. Like in the first week, they said to us, what's your favorite Irish artist? And it's only because I had Colin's class that I knew an artist. So it's not just the painting, drawing, making, it's the whole course really does have.
Yeah, the whole range. And it's so good to hear you talk about just the confidence, because it's not always theory, grades, etc., but it's just getting the confidence to progress on. Okay, I'm going to come to Chloe, and then I'm going to take a couple of questions, and we're nearly on the time. Time flies when we're having fun, isn't that right? Chloe, you're currently on the course. Tell me, are you enjoying it, Chloe? You probably have to say you are. So maybe tell us what you are enjoying about it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the course. I love you get to try so many new things. Like I've never done any metalwork before, and I'm making sculptural rings and wearable art designs and things, and like getting to learn about so many artists and different types of art that I've never even heard of before. And then just being creative kind of all year round, like coming in and knowing you're going to be doing painting or drawing, or you're going to be doing something that you wouldn't be doing in like secondary school, because I was in secondary school last year. It's such a good kind of in between before you go into college, to get used to that whole like situation of being creative the whole time. And yeah, I just really like getting to try all the new things, and you're with people who are also want to do the same thing, have that common interest in art and artists and different types and everything. Yeah, just there's so much to do in the course. It's just really good.
There is, no, there's loads to do. And you just mentioned metal, and I know you have one of the best metalwork teachers, and I have her ring. It's one of my favorite rings, thanks Suzanne. So I know you learn quality stuff, because I don't go anywhere without this ring. So I've got proof. So I have a couple of questions. So Colin, this is for you. Would it help with story writing? So I'm assuming for the short piece. Do you want to talk a little bit about just story writing?
Yeah, I suppose story writing fits in across a number of modules, like the fiction writing, the playwriting, the script writing as well. And we look at that, and we're very much focused on outcome as well. Like each year we produce a book, like this was last year's, which was produced by the students, and that is examples of their work, their writing, and photographs that they've done over the year. And actually, if anyone wants to get a copy, they can contact the office, like of any of the guidance counselors. But yeah, we explore it in different formats, and we submit to competitions. Like the competition each year that they submit to, and the creative writing students often do very well in that, for scripts, for poetry, for short stories as well.
Okay, thanks, Colin. And again, there's a lot there. There is one, I have two more questions, and then we're going to go. One of them is quite general, which I will take. Do I need to pass my Leaving Cert to get into ICFE? So what I will say, that there are entry requirements for all courses. Most of them do have a Leaving Cert or Leaving Cert applied. If you feel that there is going to be a doubt over that, please contact me, the guidance counsellor, and we will talk through.
Yeah, and the other thing to watch out for there, Aideen, as well, is that if someone doesn't do as well as they expected in the Leaving Cert, they are able to use their QQI award from the courses here to make up for that. So we do 8 modules, and if you get a certain number of good marks in those modules, that then takes the place of the Leaving Cert. You do have to do really well, but it does. There is that option for people who don't have Leaving Cert.
Yeah, for the art and design course. And I suppose we just have to be clear about that.
Yeah.
It's not for all courses across, but art and design, yes.
Yeah.
And thanks for clearing that up. Okay, so Owen, Suzanne, Colin, Sabrina and Chloe, a huge thank you today for coming along and telling us about the courses. And everything that they have said is in the brochure and on the website. And any information, more information, don't hesitate to contact us.